sugarcane. That is a proof we are recovering from jaundice. Likewise, we are likewise we are uh, um, jaundice of avidya. We have that ignorance. That's why we don't have taste. We have taste for the materialism. But what do we do? Abhyasa, practice, and detachment. Pursue with the determination, right? And develop a attachment to divine couple, Radha Krishna. Cultivate attachment to a divine couple, Radha and Krishna. So one day Raghunath Das Goswami asked Lord Chaitanya, I don't know what are the duties of a renunciate. He said, no, Sarudhar Goswami knows this, but he wants me to tell this to you. Don't dress nicely. Balan Aribe. Don't eat foodstuffs, palatable foodstuffs. And in Vrindavan, in the mind, Saru Radha and Krishna in Vrindavan. It's very important. So, Jihvera Lalasa Hoy Iti Udidaya Sishnodra Parayana Krishna Nahi Paya. The person who is actually trying to satisfy his tongue, palate, he can never get Krishna. I'm talking to myself. But of course, Prasad is an exception. But there also we have to be, over a period of time, we have to be careful. Because these senses, they're wild. They'll deviate us. They'll take us away from Krishna. They will take us away from Krishna. Jihva, one somewhere I heard, so in Vrindavan, what they call it langar, North Indians, the langar means they give food, nice food, especially there are so many renunciates, they want to make progress. So one time this person went, he walking like probably 10 miles, and he ate malpura bolte na. So malpura, and he came back, and because he ate Chaitanya Swarup Prabhu, you're doing something with. Can you erase it? You're playing with mouse. Yes, thank you. So, so he was standing, but he was dozing off because it's very malpura is fried in ghee, fried, sweet. Then the Guru told him, I have a suggestion, Prabhu. What? Why are you staying with me? You don't need to walk 10 miles to go and attend this langar, attend this prasad, feast. If you move to Vrindavan, every day you get feast. Stay there and eat nice feast. It's like a slap. Why? We have not come to Vrindavan to attend the langars and eat nice prasad and fill the belly. You have come here to attend the lotus feet of Radha. Then he understood. He never went for any prasad afterwards. Then what happened? Render service to Radha and Krishna. I mean, it's very high stage. We don't do that, but at least we chant the holy name. And those actually know what is that deity worship they do. And the deity worship you do. So what is that? Janivas Prabhu says, if you do deity worship, what is that? That's also very good. We will be able to focus, deity worship. Dressing, offering, cooking, but what should be our mood? We are doing this for Krishna, Radha and Krishna directly. So what is that? Then One point is there, little that takes a lot of time. So the divine couple, energy and energetic, Krishna and Radharani, is a Antaranga Shakti, Swarupa Shakti. They are non different, you know. So we should serve them in the mind, you know. So what happened? Then Apurva Rati. What is Apurva Rati? Develop attraction, you know. It's very important. But today the topic is uh, develop Apurva Rati. The today's topic is we need to make an intense endeavor. Raghunath Das Goswami says not like that, you know, gossiping. You know, it may, if I go back to God, I may go. If I don't, I, you know, no, not like that. Like, you know, some of you have an experience. When the exams come, you want to be the first. You want to top the class, right? So how you intensely study, right? That, like that, you know. But one thing is there. Uh, what is it? One thing, Krishna should be pleased. If Krishna is not pleased, we may be chanting million lifetimes Hare Krishna mantra, and we'll keep on chanting only. So there is one quality that one has to give up. What is that? Sada dambam hitva. This is the topic today. What do you have to do? Give up the pride. Give up the pride. So it will take little time, but uh, this is our topic today. Pride. You know, I'm sure, I don't know about you, but I have. So, you know, pride. A beggar is proud of his bowl. We don't tell this, but we are proud. We have a lot of pride. So, actually, Sivaramara says this Manah-siksa, Raghunath Das Goswami is telling, develop faith and whatever I have shown. What is it I have shown? Uh, develop faith on Vrindavan, develop faith on holy name, develop faith on Uttamadhikaris, Brajavasis, develop faith on Madhyamadhikaris, Brahmanas, you know, and what is that? Sorry, Brahmanas, Varnashram, they are Kanishta. But develop faith on people from other processes who are very sincerely following. They are called Madhyam. So, um, without developing faith, it takes millions of lifetimes. With no faith, no taste for the holy name, no taste for Harikatha. Even if we hear, we cannot apply. Then how to develop faith? Association of devotees. When we go in the association of devotees and continue bhakti sincerely, first thing is our past sins will be removed. Our past sins will be removed. I was thinking, you know, how past sins will be removed. So when you come in the association of devotees and you read Bhagavatam, in their association, you discuss, you do service. What happens? Vidyate hridaya grandhi. I'll tell you what happens. Our karma, okay, something, we have to fight with somebody. We have to fight with somebody. Then what happens? We are in mode of goodness. Maya brings us down to passion and ignorance. Hmm. Then they do something wrong and you immediately feel like correcting. Prabhu, that's not true. And Maya will do for them also. Even if they're mode of goodness, it will bring ding from passion to ignorance. Or maybe passion. That's it. Prabhu, you are telling me? How many times you have seen? I have seen. You doing this. अब मेरे को बताने वाला है क्या? then immediately, because you're in ignorance, you're chanting nicely. You're initiated so many years ago. But how Maya works? Everyone is listening. Am I making any sense? One person. Can everyone hear? Okay. So, so my point is, uh, okay. So my point is, uh, we are very good. We are determined. I don't want to offend anybody. I don't want to, no Vaishnavarad. But suddenly what happens? So that reaction has to come, and Maya will bring your consciousness down. Maya will come bring their consciousness down. It's only 3 minutes, and your mind is spoiled for next 2-3 days. I said, why I have done this? I don't want to, but why I did it? So what happens when we come in the association of devotees? When we chant the holy name, when we, follow the bhakti process, then what happens? Uh, what happens? Uh, this uh, that Maya's grip on us loosens. The Maya's grip will loosen. I mean, for them, like if they are not advanced devotees, you tell them, immediately they respond. But in your case, you're still situated in goodness. You're still situated in a goodness. So you say, Prabhu, I'm sorry. Huh? You'll walk out. Hare Krishna. There is no reaction. Haribol. How many of us know, ever since we came to the path of bhakti, how many things Krishna has removed so that we can practice bhakti very sincerely, eagerly? Right? You don't know. We don't know. Krishna does it. And this is a foolproof process, actually. And that's why Raghunath Das Goswami is telling, develop faith. Develop faith, Anna. Uh, develop faith. And one point, very important point. What is that? Sometimes, even after coming to Hare Krishna for so many years, suddenly devotees, they don't realize they become weak in sadhana. Whatever may be the reason, family members or job situation, whatever, they become weak. And when they become weak, they focus on mantras, different yajnas, more elaborate mantras. Definitely not. It means you don't have faith on you don't have faith on Hare Krishna mantra. Sometimes I would think you don't how your past conditioning is there. Some devotional songs in your childhood. So I would think, oh, why I don't need that's mind. Why I don't need Hare Krishna mantra is enough. You'll go back to Godhead. And if worried about going back to Godhead, you'll let in the love of God. You'll say, you'll the crust jewel of life, the Bhakti Devi Radharani. You will get, you will get to serve her in Vrindavan. Hare Krishna. Slowly over a period of time, I could give it up. As a Shraddha, Shra means heart, Da means give. Shraddha means give your heart to the process. Otherwise, what is that? People nowadays, especially in ISKCON, even devotees, I'm sorry, what is that? When we go for other things, when health issue comes, this God. Well, Krishna only, but different. Then this mantra, that kavacha, Narayan kavacha, it means we don't have faith in Hare Krishna mantra. Hare Krishna. No. So Hare Krishna mantra is Radha and Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. You're reuniting Radha and Krishna. When you chant this mantra, that's powerful. So Gayatri mantra is, those of you Brahman initiated, Gayatri mantra is expansion of Hare Krishna mantra. And so Gayatri mantra is an expansion of Hare Krishna mantra. And then definitely, why not? We should chant Gayatris, Dhyayam stuvam stasya yashastrisandhyam. So we should, those Brahmins should chant Gayatri. It's expansion of Hare Krishna mantra anyway. And whomever you are, you should be always, look for good devotees, sincere devotees, not loose devotees. And they would, like, in a college, in a class, at any point of time, you see different people. Likewise, even devotees also. Somebody is serious, average serious, not so serious. No, some people still want, they have, so many desires. We also have, but we don't want. Look for, one devotee like that. Look for 1, 2, 3, and always call them and talk to them. So the purpose of association is to increase the faith. Purpose of association is to increase the faith. Purpose of association is not decrease the faith. When you don't when you when you don't discuss Krishna, you'll talk about Karuna only. It is very pleasing to heart. Somebody is asking about my well-being, but it's just a mind. One lecture I heard, parents, they show so much love in India. Even India, Indians actually, they have a lot of love, strong bond in family members. But that should not take children away from Krishna consciousness. Right? Why? Billions of lifetimes we are married. Every lifetime we have family and kids. Nothing serious. This devotee said, I loved it. The number of sand grains on the bank of Ganga, that night as we are married. I'm sorry to tell you this, but this is what he quoted. He's a Grihastha. So without Krishna consciousness, there is no, Krishna consciousness should be there. Otherwise, the rest is all illusion. So what is our duty? Take shelter of Krishna. How to take shelter of Krishna? Apurvarati, develop attraction for Krishna. Attraction will convert to love. How to develop love? You have to give up pride. That's where we are here. Give up pride. Sada dambam hitva. What is that? Sada dambam hitva. So, if you want to develop love for Krishna, we need to give up. Attraction for Krishna, which will translate into love eventually. We should give up the pride. To develop a pride. So we should develop attraction for Krishna means what? Krishna is not alone. So Raghunath Das Goswami is telling, Guru Goshtalaya. So Vraja, Vrajavasis, Vrindavan, and Radha and Krishna. Bhusrajan, Brahmins. So, for example, if you in a family, a father is there, you don't develop love for father, you develop love for mother, you develop love for brother, sister, you develop love for your room, your home, likewise, right? So, likewise, Raghunath Das Goswami is telling, develop a love for all these things, all these things. Then what happens? As I said before, when we develop like this, first attraction, which will translate into love, karma hruday, the hruday grandhi, I told you, vidyate hruday grandhi, right? Then first thing is our karma slackens. Our karma slackens. One day, I don't know whether I should tell this or not. One person, he can tell the future. He told me, you're going to go for a program. In that program, there will be quarrel. I see that. Okay. So we enter the program. I said, lecture was over. Any questions? One person raised his hand. What is the question? He was very aggressive. Then what I did, I answered the question and shortly, and I said, any other question? So that Prabhu, he could not continue, so I stopped it. And then we were going back. This Prabhu asked me, they all should have happened. Why it did not happen? It started, but it did not go further. So in other words, the first time in my life, whatever I've seen has not happened. I told him, in the case of devotees, Krishna will intervene. You know, Krishna will intervene, and that's why that did not happen. So anyway, so what is that? This false ego. Why we cannot give up our pride? False ego. False ego is the reason we fell down. The association of fell down, and we got the association of three modes and conditioning. We developed so many attachments. So many attachments we have for this temporary life. 311 trillion, 40 billion years Brahma lives. Ours is only about 60, 70 years, 80 maximum. And but we take it so seriously, right? you know, so no, when we give up this, generally try to give it up, we see that empowerment. We see that, we see that empowerment of a devotee. Many people told, you have no idea what it is to be with Prabhupada. You have no idea what it is to be with Prabhupada. Giriraj Maharaj said that we had Prabhupada. So that Swarupa Sakti, Prabhupada heart is filled with unlimited power. People would join left and right full time and they dedicate their lives. They're still continuing after 50 years. Prabhupada left 43 years ago. Wow. What is the deposits Prabhupada has made in these hearts of devotees? Year after year after year, they have just very faithfully and loyally continued to the mission of Srila Prabhupada. Pure devotee. So you have to make an effort. But one thing we should understand, we should get Krishna's mercy. Recently I was thinking, you're making effort. And I think maybe Krishna is not happy. Maybe Krishna is not happy. That's why, I'm not going anywhere. Right? So Krishna doesn't care if you have given thousands of lectures. What is that one quality? Humility. Oh, Dandavat Hare Krishna. Wow. Humility. Very important. If we don't have it, we don't have it. Nobody cares. Krishna doesn't care whether you're a temple president, you're a monk, saffron. Krishna doesn't care. In fact, there are impediments if we are only banking on them. Honestly speaking, there are impediments. One day, Chandramouli Maharaj, we attended Yatra, we are attending Yatra. So as soon as Chandramouli Maharaj came, everybody, thousands of people, they offered obeisances. Chandramouli Maharaj, in his natural humility, he felt actually inconvenienced. And he came to me and said, YugalKishore never takes sannyas. You get all these distractions. They are useless. I mean, that is his humility. One time what happened, no names, somebody did not acknowledge his presence. Sannyasi, right? Sannyasi, a preacher, guru actually. So what he did like this. Thank you. He felt that good. When somebody does not acknowledge your presence, great. But it is very painful to the false ego. Right? So anyway, so Rupa Goswami says, you should have intense greed. Laulyam ekam abhimulyam. Intense greed to make progress. So how do we give up pride? Always remember Krishna. Always remember spiritual master. What you are today is because of the spiritual master. So Sivram Maharaj says the 6 elements of pride. Listen carefully. One is illusion, pretense, ignorance, deviousness, offenses, deceit. 6. All the 6 put together, pride comes. Please listen carefully. you know, uh, what is the first one? Illusion. Listen carefully. That's the reason actually I started this. What is it? We think we don't have pride. Some people are proud that they don't have pride. Hare Krishna. So what is that? What is illusion? We are very satisfied by our material accomplishments in Bhakti Path. मैंने मंदिर बनाया. I have become temple president. I have become what is that? Minister for agriculture. So you are very, I have this service. People appreciate for my service, and nobody dresses Krishna as I do. Nobody cooks as I do. Nobody. So it's actually what a, what a, how powerful Maya is. What a trickster Maya is actually. Amazing. If we don't do service, we'll fall down. If we do service, we become proud and we fall down. Hare Krishna. So what is the illusion? You become satisfied. For example, you are there, so when you go to temple, everybody gives you the way. No illusion. Pride due to illusion. You're satisfied. Not just material accomplishment, external material. In the spiritual bhakti life and outside also, I'm an IIT. I am this. I'm an American. What is that? I'm living in America for this many years. I've become an American. So we don't speak this, but this there in the back of mind. It is called a pride, and it constitutes illusion. Should I continue? So I hope somebody told me to continue. Okay. So then the next one is, thank you very much. I'll continue. The next one is deceit. Deceit, we focus on externals of the spiritual life. Means I sing very well. I make garlands very well. And nobody make garlands the way I do. And when I go there, they give me the mic to sing. He's the senior most, And he controls the temple, There are 200 brahmacharis under him. Sometimes parents say this, He's very dear to Maharaj, And without telling anything to him, Maharaj doesn't do. So, externals. And we also, we take it, it is called like a dress, the birth, I'm Indian. Sometimes people say, I want Indian Guru. Hare Krishna. Status. I'm Brahmin initiated. I'm initiated before you. I'm senior most. I'm Prabhupada disciple. It can be said in a very humble way also. Prabhupada, I'm so fallen, but Prabhupada accepted me. So that is deceit. Pride in terms of deceit. When we focus on externals. I'm an author. I am. So we try to add feathers to your cap and the externals of spirituality. Third one is a pretense. What is pretense? Pride due to pretense. Longing for something other than Krishna. Longing for something other than Krishna. Wow, they sing very well. I should also sing like that. Why in YouTube they have so many hits? I should have it. Or I should become a guru. I should become a sannyasi. Or I should become a lady guru. Or I should be very expert in in handling the affairs. This is also pride, uh, pretense, pride due to pretension. The next one, ignorance. Ignorance means forgetful of one's identity. We don't think we are spirit souls. We think we are this body. And people quarrel like anything actually. Kapila Muni speaks of bhakti in the mode of ignorance, bhakti in the mode of passion, bhakti in the mode of sattvagun. But they are not pure bhakti. And you come to the classes. I mean, actually, I'm unable to apply, but I hope you will apply and you'll become pure devotee. So we act on a superficial level. I'm a we forget our identity. And we may give lectures also. We may give lectures also. One time there is a devotee by name Gaurahari, professor from IIT. He asked, Maharaj, when I give class, 2 weeks later somebody will come and say, Prabhuji, kya class diya na apne? You gave a wonderful class. I applied it. It worked very well. I gave up. Amazing. Thank you, Prabhu. Then Gaurahari said, Maharaj, the reality, I did not overcome that problem. I still have that weakness. But I spoke and the devotees applied and they became better. How to understand this? So the answer that was given was, when you speak Krishna Katha, Krishna will speak through you, to you. Radhana Swami says that. When you speak, when you give a lecture, like right now, so Krishna is speaking through me, to me. If we have that feeling, and I will not take any credit. So he's in that he said, you forgot that. You forgot that identity. You thought you are the preacher. You are the deliverer. You are the savior. But no, we are not the saviors. Prabhupada is the savior. So we are taking shelter of Srila Prabhupada. We have become the instrument of compassion of Srila Prabhupada. We don't have any compassion. One time one devotee said, Prabhu, I have a lot of compassion. I said, I didn't say anything. And deviousness, what is that? Some other motivations. Some other, little difference between pretense and deviousness means pretense always you long for something other than Krishna. But deviousness, definitely there is no Krishna. It's other motivation. So, I should open a business here. Then, something. The last one, when we have this is pride in the pride in the mode of deviousness. The last one, pride with offenses. When we offend devotees, it's because of the pride. Hare Krishna. These are actually slapped to me, literally. So, and what I gave so many times the lecture of Shaktasura, of course, cut and paste only, whatever the lectures I had in the past. But what was amazing was, Sivaram Maharaj says, Sakatasur is, actually I know Sakatasur means old and new bad habits. Before coming to Krishna consciousness, he had some bad habit. But after coming to Krishna consciousness, you develop some new bad habit. And suddenly your chanting is not very good for probably 2-3 weeks. Immediately this will come back. Either old habit will come back, he'll think the Hindi songs and whatever, what are the wrong things you've done, it'll come back in the mind. That is Sakatasur. Maharaj says one point. This I know. Maharaj said, pride due to, he added the word, pride due to bad habits, previous bad habits. Wow, I never thought of this. Pride because due to the previous bad habits, previous bad and new and old bad habits. That is Sakatasura. So he had that word pride. We have pride. And Trinavarta, pride due to scholarship. When I speak, people will listen. That is Trinavarta. It's pride only. Hare Krishna. And Yamuna trees, Krishna is, and during Damodar Lila, Krishna brought these two trees down. Manigriva and Nalakura standing as trees. And what is the moral? They are proud of aristocracy and higher birth. My father is a Kubera. He is good friends with Indra. Anything we can do is okay. We have unlimited money. Pride due to aristocracy and higher birth. And the Kaliya. Kaliya means we know crookedness, but Mara added pride due to crookedness. Wow. Pride due to crookedness. I cannot help but recollect one pastime. Not pastime, one example. I'm sorry, you should excuse me. There is a nice devotee, Ananda Vidya, in Yuruna. Very wonderful devotee, actually. Festival of Inspiration is going on. Not everyone is allowed to take prasad without the wristband. You have to have wristband. Because he doesn't stay on the grounds, many people don't know him. But he's much senior than me, actually. Nice devotee, American. He went there. He said, I want to take breakfast. Prabhu, $108. Actual fees is 170, but because you're doing full time, you just take $108. He said, no, I live here. No, bro, we don't know. Then I went there. I was just for some reason I went. And I went there and YugalKishore. So they are telling me not. Actually, it was so humble. Imagine, even you can't take prasad after you having dedicated your life to ISKCON. It's very humbling, right? But sometimes Krishna gives these tests only to see what is coming out. And he passed the test. He was very humble. He did not. Protest. No, Mother Malati knows me. Everyone knows I'm resident here. I've been for 15 years. I've been doing this. How can you say this? He didn't say that. So very humble. Then I went. I have this nature, the doer mentality. Yes, Anandi, what's up? They are not allowing. So Mataji, I know him. I will give it. So the moment, I had a position. So she said, oh, really? Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, Prabhu. She immediately gave. And said, I have a feeling I helped him, but maybe pride. After this many years, I'm recollecting. So these tiny, tiny tests come and you fail. You don't make progress. Bhakti is very, very difficult. I understood after so many years. One day, Krishna was playing game of dice with Rukmini. Krishna got up. I have to go. So what happened? This devotee is in trouble, not Draupadi. Yes, my lord, please should go. Krishna started walking and suddenly he stopped and he came back. What happened, my lord? No, the devotee is taking care of himself. I don't need to go. Wow. I'm sure those of you parents, your eldest son is like 11-year-old and youngest is only 2-year-old. Whom do you hold? The 2-year-old will hold, 2, 3-year-old, you'll hold them in your, in your arms, right? Small child, he cannot. He is dependent on you. But the elder one is already 11 years, he can take care of himself. So very, very instructive. So you may be a performer, but are you developing humility? Are you giving up pride? Then Kaliya, crookedness, pride due to crookedness. When that lady dresses, you will hide all the good jewelry so that she should not dress nicely. I heard this somewhere. No, no, my dressing is the best. Or my deities should no deity should be taller than my home deities. Crookedness. Kali is attacking. And Yajnik Brahmins. Krishna told these boys, you guys go and ask, they're performing fire sacrifice, tell them you're hungry. Krishna and Balram are hungry. And Yajnik Brahmins, the boys went and Sridhama, Sudama, Madhumangal, Stoka Krishna, they went and the Brahmins did not even look at them. Hare Krishna. They did not even look at them. They said, so if you don't acknowledge their presence, means totally you're ignoring them. So like, for example, you're a beggar, they'll tell you, so go away, we don't have anything, that's fine. But you make him stay for half an hour and say, you don't even say anything. That is offense actually. So that's Yajnik Brahmins also pride due to Varnashram position. They are Brahmins. We know mantras. These children, what do they know? They have no idea. In these children, one is Balramji, another is Krishna himself, Supreme Lord. You have to be very careful whom we deal with. The children, maybe they are more advanced because they are getting prasad day one. So best is cultivate humility so that we don't make offenses. Aristasur, Aristasur is also pride due to practice of false religious principles. You see, people, they identify, they join an organization, they identify themselves with an organization. And they hate other organizations. There is something wrong. No, we should not hate. We should be respectful. Even if you don't like, that's fine. Raghunath Das Goswami never, Raghunath Das Goswami never criticized anybody. And K.C. Demon is the pride due to material position in spiritual life. What is that? I have I have I'm situated nicely. I preach. I have this many people under me. They do whatever I tell them to do. K.C. Demon. Maybe you're a hard labor, no doubt. But Krishna, So then what happens when we read the pastimes and we put in our brain, it's pride due to crookedness, pride due to aristocracy. I'm sorry. So pride. And Raghunath Das Goswami is telling, develop love. How to develop love? Sir, spiritual master. Diksha Guru gives us the Sambandha Gyan, and Siksha Guru gives us the Abhidheya Gyan. He'll tell you how to chant rounds, what, how to improve your chant, how to do attend Mangalarti, how to offer obeisances. That is Siksha Guru. Now the details, the details. Yeah, you could probably come to Mangalarti, how to do offering, have a plate and put all this food and offer. No onion, no garlic. Why no onion, garlic? He explains patiently. But Diksha Guru gives a Sambandha Jnana. Hey, you're not the. Sometimes, Diksha Guru does both. Sometimes Diksha Guru does also both. So, but basically it's Diksha Guru. So for us, entire ISKCON, the Diksha Guru is not ISKCON, I'm sorry. For the Gaudiya Vaishnavism, Diksha Guru is a Rupa Goswami. And the Diksha Guru is Sanatana Goswami. But of course, Prabhupada, started, Prabhupada took it to the new heights. Prabhupada took it to the new heights, and so Prabhupada is actually the foundational Siksha Guru for foundational Siksha Guru for uh, uh, the entire ISKCON actually. But we are Rupa Anugas. Anuga means follower. So if you want, I can finish the verse, but I can take a little more time. So Ghosh, so we should develop attachment to them, Sikshaguru and Dekshaguru. Excessive attachment. And Goshte, Goshtalayeshu. Goshta means place. Vrindavan and Mayapur become attached. Vishayacha diya kabe suddha habe mana kabe hama erabo Shri Vrindavana. When will I go to Vrindavan? Vrindavan is not a place. We cannot go there by buying a ticket. It is a state of consciousness. One time what happened, somebody said, I went to Vrindavan. Hey, Maharaj is looking for you. Raghunath Swami is looking for you. Oh, really? So I went. Maharaj said something. Then I said, Maharaj, we almost got Willie, Willie is actually his brother's son. And last minute, Willie cancelled. Maharaj said, he raised his hand like this. No, good you have not brought him. This is so much spiritual energy. If he does any mistake, he get like heavy punishment. Good you have not brought him. You can bring him to Mumbai, you can bring him to any other temple in India, but not Vrindavan. Wow. Because Vrindavan energy is very powerful. Mayapur also, but Mayapur is little, that Audarya, compassion. But Mayapur also, if you violate, but Vrindavan, even we have to be very careful. Even one word, one sentence is enough. That's my experience. So Goshta. That's Goshta means Vrindavan. Develop attachment for Mayapur, develop attachment for Vrindavan. Goshtalayeshu. Goshtalayeshu means 3 types of devotees. Varda was telling before, right? Vrindavan residents, Rajavasis. But one point, this is detail. No Vaikuntha. Interesting. No Vaikuntha. I don't want to go to Vaikuntha. I want to go to Goloka Vrindavan. No, Krishna Vrindavan. Vaikuntha means what? Krishna means that is Krishna. This is Raghunath Das Goswami. Prayojanacharya is telling, sirs and ma'ams, no Vaikuntha. Only Goloka Vrindavan. Not even Mau, not even Dwarka, not even Mathura. Only Vrindavan. That's why, so we are in the first verse. Imagine how many more will come. So one day this Mohanlila very nicely said, Krishna, if you dress like Balaji, how they dress? Or Bala, Lakshmi and Lakshmanarayan, how do they stand? 20, 30 years ago, marriage happens. Then the parents take the wife and husband, newly married wife and husband, to a photo studio. They stand side by side. Then they click the picture. So likewise, Lakshmanarayan. But Krishna, no. This chadar is, you dress Krishna's chadar one side and this another side. And, you decorate Krishna's turban in a different way. Playboy. What was Lakshmiji was amazed. She never thought this. My husband is like this. What is this? It's 10:30. I want to end it here. Still another probably 15 minutes. We'll continue next week. Next week only 15 minutes. I'll finish it off. But if I've spoken anything wrong, thank you. Forgive me and excuse me as your humble servant. But very grateful for your patient audience. Because Vrindavan and the mood, Manah-siksa is amazing. Amazing means amazing. So imagine the first verse. Raghunath Das Goswami is telling, develop all these things. And what are the future verses? Wow. Any question or comment? Otherwise, we'll end it here. I'm a little late, I know. So somebody is, who is Siksha Guru for ISKCON? Sanatana Goswami is a Diksha Guru. Actually, Sanatana Goswami is a Diksha Guru for the entire Gaudiya Vaishnavism. And Siksha Guru for the entire Gaudiya Vaishnavism is Rupa Goswami. Because for us, Siksha is important, right? You know, I mean, I don't know how to, somebody, I have to unmute. Okay. Any question or a comment? Otherwise, we'll end it now. Thank you. I don't see any question. One question. Balaji Radha Krishna. Yes, Prabhu. Can you unmute? Let me see if I can unmute you. I'm unable to unmute.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Are you able to hear me, Prabhu?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Dandavat Pranam. Thanks a lot for a wonderful class, Prabhu. Prabhu, as you said, like when we come to like say when we are in sincere for our ISKCON, and the time when we fail, when sometimes Krishna gives tests, as you mentioned, so we don't know whether it is tests or not. But sometimes as you mentioned, the senior devotees will pass in the test. That devotees like me, when we are starting, we will fail in the test, but we don't know it is a test or not, or kind of thing. But later when we realize it is a test that Krishna gave us, so at the time when we realize, so how to overcome these situations, Prabhu? Like for an example, I can tell you one situation. When I come to temple, I am in the Arati. I was attending in the Arati. In the middle, something came in mind. Suddenly I left the temple, like I have to go out, and but I ignored that Arati kind of thing, that the process. I realize that it is a test Krishna gave me, whether I am able to sit for the full Arati or not. So these kind of situation, how we come to know in advance, like to understand these tests, Prabhu.
Krishna will give you insight and you realize it. It's a test and I failed. Actually, when you agree you have failed, with all the humility, you accept that failure, that same test will come again. Just see, because Krishna wants us to pass every test, Prabhu.
Yes. Okay.
So I'm whatever you have told, the example, I'm not, I'm speaking about the example, but in general, when the tests come, one time when devotee asked, Krishna wants me to fail every test. So then this sannyasi said, Krishna wants you to pass every test. Okay, then when you fail, what happens? When you fail, you become weak spiritually.
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah.
But then, but if you accept with all humility you have failed, Krishna gives you one more opportunity. Not that you'll be crushed. No, Krishna gives so much of concession to, so much. Krishna gives a lot of concession actually. And Krishna actually helps you in such a way you pass the test also. Okay.
Okay.
Any other question? Srivas Chandra Prabhu. Any other question? Otherwise, we'll end the class now.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam. Thank you so much for amazing class, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, I couldn't. Could you please summarize these pride elements like illusion, pretense, and ignorance? Just
deceit.
I couldn't able to distinguish these 5 or 6, Prabhuji? 6.
6. Illusion, deceit, pretense, ignorance, deviousness, and offenses. Even if it's technical, honestly speaking, but if you understand, pride is not good. Actually, one lecture I heard, Krishna can give whatever you want today. Why Krishna doesn't give? You become proud. Impurities we have, they are there. Krishna knows, like lust, greed, anger. But pride, we bring it on our own. you know. So like in Indra became proud, and Krishna has to orchestrate Govardhan Lila pastime actually. Okay. Achyut Gopal Prabhu, how can you please tell how I can remove the pride? I think you should tell that, Prabhu. You know, can you mute and unmute and tell how to, you know? So anything we do, before that we should always remember Guru, spiritual master. And what is that? Mukam karoti vachalam, pangam langaya degirim. So if the mercy of Guru is there, you know, a lame man can climb the mountains, and a foolish person can speak nice classes. Yat kripa atamaham, Sri Guru Anandara. It's important. Does it answer your question? That's what I heard actually. You know, so when the glorification comes, give it to Guru. Glorification comes, give it to Guru. One South Indian story. What is that? You know, Ramanuja time, Quraysh was eyes were removed. Quraysh eyes were removed, and anybody connected to Ramanuja, they'll be persecuted by this Kolatunga first. You know, but because Quraysh was already persecuted, if they removed his eyes, Quraysh is the only one can wander in public. So one day Quraysh went to Raghunath temple, and they said, no, anybody connected to Ramanuja, no, they are not allowed. Then the gatekeeper said, hey, this is Quraysh. What are you talking? Oh yeah, okay. You know, sorry. You can go. You're the only exception. Prabhuji, I'm in a class. Can I call you in 5 minutes? I will. Thank you. So, and when Quraysh heard this, he said, no, you're Quraysh. Yeah, you should allow. No. If you allow me, based on my credentials, I don't have any. What is my own qualification? Ramanuja is my Guru. I'm a very fallen disciple of Ramanuja. I don't have any qualification on my own. If you are not allowing any Ramanuja disciples, I will not go inside. I don't have any qualification. Actually, Quraysh went back. He did not go inside to take darshan of Ranganath. Of course, you know, he was blind. So he wanted to go inside so that Ranganath can see him. Right? Hope it answered your question. So we'll end it here, and next week we'll continue. You know, hope I'm trying to justify whatever, you know, Manah-siksa is very advanced, and you should excuse me. I'm like a hog, you know, filled with all the impurities, not just pride alone. But, you know, by your blessings, hopefully, you know, I may go forward. Hare Krishna. We'll continue next week. Then Prabhupada. Prabhupada ki jai, Raghunath Das Goswami.
Thank you, Guruji, for reminding us of this again and again. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you,
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Dandavad pranam. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you
Hare
so
Krishna,
much,
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much,
Thank you,
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji. Dandavad pranam. All glories to Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you, Prabhuji.